Mealtime could be the most precious time of the day, but it could also be the most challenging. When developing the BabyBjorn high chair, you made a close study of traditional high chairs on the market, but also children in high chairs. What were your findings?
Visiting families in their homes, we saw many children who sat quite poorly, and there were pillows stuffed in on the sides in order to keep them upright. Suddenly a child tries to stand up or tries to climb into the high chair. In Sweden, around 800 accidents occur every year, and they are all related to high chairs. Those children are up to 3 years, and the accidents occur at home most of the time.
What actually happens?
Looking at many traditional high chairs, they have a very wide seat in order to slide the feet down on the child. This also makes it possible for the child to get their knee up again and climb up, and they could fall. One other thing that is common, unfortunately, is that the child can get their feet up against the table and kick away, so the whole chair can fall down like that.
So to develop a secure high chair, you had to take a lot into consideration. But what was your standing point?
We always start with the family needs. Of course we wanted to minimize fall-related accidents and to just ease the everyday life of the family.
So why don't we take a look at the BabyBjorn high chair?
Yes, the BabyBjorn high chair comes in the package more or less like this. The only thing you have to do is to push the legs in like that.
Very easy. The BabyBjorn high chair has an integrated foldable table. What purpose does that fulfill?
The table is not only a table, it's also a restraint system. So when setting up the chair for the first time, the table is adjusted snugly against the child. And after that, all you have to do is open and close it every day. It has a very tight ergonomic fit around the baby's body. This keeps the child seated, so there's little risk of doing anything wrong, really. There's a dual safety button here to open the high chair. So you push a button and twist in order to open it.
But the BabyBjorn high chair looks quite small. Is this on purpose as well?
The BabyBjorn high chair was developed with the starting point of the child, so it's built around the child. This gives it a very tight ergonomic fit around the baby, which gives it very good support in the back sides and with the elbows in front. It's also adapted to a normal kitchen table height, as maybe you can see here that the seat height is just the same like many other high chairs. The seat might look a bit small at first. If I can demonstrate to you this, you can see the hole there.
So there you have the close ergonomic fit.
Exactly. And as the child grows up to 3 years, you can increase it. The child's waist, it doesn't change that much. If you look at statistics, you can see that the length increases quite rapidly when they are small, but the waist doesn't change that much at all.
So what about the mess the parents experience when they feed their children or when the child starts to eat themselves? There's a lot to clean most of the time. Have you thought about this as well?
Well, of course. The BabyBjorn high chair has very clean, smooth surfaces, which is very easy to clean. And the loose tray can be put in a dishwasher. And this tight fit around the body makes it quite tight, so it can't come down a much below the waist.
So as a consumer with no experience in this, I need to look for a high chair with a narrow seat to prevent the child from getting its feet up and stand up in the high chair and fall out. A narrow seat would also help the child to sit upright, which would help me when I feed my child. I also need to consider that I should have a high chair with an integrated table, which would prevent the child from putting its feet up to the table and kick themselves backwards. And of course, I should need a chair which makes everyday life easier. There should be no use for pillow, which I have to clean afterwards.
Exactly. So I can certainly recommend the BabyBjorn high chair. Of course, sometimes it could be a mess, but it doesn't have anything to do with the high chair.